James Harrison. And James, you have been so close to this story. I know you and AB are close. So what does he want?
I think the big thing is, without me speaking for him, because when he comes over, we really don't talk about situations of this nature. But I think he wants to get the same respect and I guess I would say right to speak on situations as other players.
Being.
Is that fair?
I'm not saying that. I'll let Antonio. Like he said, he would speak on that situation if that time came and he wanted to.
Okay.
But I feel like the whole situation has just got to a point to where I think is unrepairable. Like you said, you had Art, Mr. Rooney come out and say that, he doesn't, see him there in, in training camp. Mm-hmm. And winning covers up a lot of things. And right now, the team didn't win. They didn't make the playoffs. So now anything that isn't status quo as what you would normally see in other teams is being brought out, is being pointed out, and now it's becoming an issue because, like you said, winning covers up a lot.
It's time to move on. AB needs to be somewhere where he feels respected and he's willing to give respect to the head coach. Now, I'm not talking about Ben's situation because the Ben situation is out of line. And I always felt that, Skip. I felt that when Ben called him out and said, well, Antonio ran the route wrong, you never do that because I believe Ben could have said the exact what he said publicly to keep and kept the peace, he could have said privately because that's what that would have done. Because now he's saying, oh, you threw the interception. It's my fault.
Yeah.
So that's what Ben was saying because Ben is always trying to escape blame. Now, Ben, quick, finger pointing Ben, he's the worst leader you could possibly have because this is what you need to happen. You need your best players to be your best leaders. And if that happens, everybody else will fall in line. There's one reason New England has enjoyed this success. Not only is Tom Brady great.
That is a fact, and you know this as well as anybody.
No question.
Yeah.
Not only is he great, he's your hardest worker, and he always say, I need to play better. Yeah. There are things we need to do.
He's a good soldier, too.
Not that I wanted what happened last year, Skip, against New England. Todd Haley. Well, they wanted me to spike it, and I didn't want to spike it.
No.
I didn't agree with the call. Antonio ran the wrong route. So, Antonio, it's time's up. And sometimes, Skip, you just wear out your welcome in a place. It's okay. It happens. Antonio Brown needs to be somewhere else where a change of scenery will do him good. He has to start over, and he'll give respect no matter where he goes. I believe, if he goes to San Francisco, and I know Kyle Shanahan because I played for his dad, Mike, for a number of years. He'll command his respect, but what he will do, he'll put Antonio in a situation, and this is the way Mike has always been. The number one guy is going to get his attempts. And I felt that maybe I'm wrong, maybe I just see things, but maybe I'm just an old football player, but it feels to me that Ben went out of his way to make sure Juju had a few more catches, a few more yards, to put Antonio I really control this situation.
You might be right, but strategically.
Hey, James, don't look at me like that, see?
I'm not looking at you.
Don't look at me like
I'm
that.
watching you.
I'm just
paying attention to what you're saying. I'm listening to you. I wasn't there. I'm trying to see if that sounds like,
But obviously, Antonio is better than Juju.
Yeah.
He's got more resume than Juju.
Yeah.
So obviously, he was drawing more double team than Juju, and so it was strategically probably optimal to say, I need to get him the ball more in single coverage, right?
Skip, think about when they didn't have Juju, and AB caught 138 balls. They didn't have Juju. Antonio caught 129 balls.
Okay, that's fair.
So if you want to get somebody, the one thing...
Well, it's like Michael Thomas. Sometimes you just can't cover him. I don't know. He's all you got, and you just can't. You can triple him, and you can't stop him.
If I want to get you the ball, Skip, I can get it to you.
Yeah.
If I want to.
So what do you believe from what you heard from your friend Antonio? You're kind of a mentor, big brother to him. What do you believe about the speculation that maybe Juju being voted the MVP of the team just stuck in Antonio's craw and caused this final game issue?
I wouldn't say it would have caused something like this, but at the end of the day, I think it may have rubbed him, a little wrong, a little raw because, like you said, he is the one drawing doubles. He is the one, making situations easier for Juju to be able to get, the balls and the yards that he got. So I think he may have been felt a little slighted by it, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's the number one thing that caused all this. Like I said, it's a whole big situation that has just balled up into one huge boulder.
As far as you know, does he get along with Juju okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not a problem. They're not clashing personally in the locker room as far as you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So you realize he's still got 2 years left on his Pittsburgh deal. The money falls some. It's $15 million, then $11 million. So he got the upfront. He got his $19 million. It was a good deal.
Yeah.
And you were not sold on giving him the deal to start with after.
Well, I felt they should move on because I knew this was going to be a problem. I just felt they should move on.
That was off the Facebook Live in the locker room
in Kansas City.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you have issue with that, or what did you hear?
Yeah,
about
I mean, I didn't think it was nowhere near close to the right thing to do.
Okay.
Wrong situation,
Fair
terrible
enough.
timing. Yeah.
This is just my gut feeling, and I agree with everything you just said and you just said, and it is time to part ways. I don't think the Steelers are gutsy enough to part ways. I think they're too afraid of how good he still is, and he's going to be 31 next year, so it's not like he's a young pup anymore.
Yeah, he got years.
Yeah,
He got years to go.
But it feels to me like Art Rooney would be afraid to let him go, unless somebody would just bowl them over with the first rounder or something, because you're going to have to trade for him. You know, the 49ers
Yeah, somebody
have to
who
give up.
second round pick,
Okay.
or maybe a second and a fourth.
But
second
maybe a
and fifth.
high first, you'd say, I just got to do that. But from what I read in Art Rooney's, like, between the lines quotes, he did say at some point, maybe Antonio drops by the office and we sit down and talk this through and we kind of see where his head's at.
Antonio,
Well, that
man.
didn't sound like the door was slammed.
Well, he said everything was on the table but releasing him. So, and then he came back with he didn't see him there in training camp. So that if you don't see him there in training camp,
Yeah.
then you don't see him there.
Yeah, but then he was talking out of both sides of his mouth. I'm not sure.
I think it comes to this, like you said, if they can't get what they want for him, then we're going to try and mend this and do what we can to try and make this situation right.
But their way is to mend. They try to mend. They try to keep it together.
Well, you can mend it if you let Ben go. If you trade Ben.
Want to bet
Ben
against
is
that?
That's not gonna happen.
But Ben is the issue. That's the big.
Okay,
that's
but
the chief
who
issue.
always wins between the
quarterback
and the
always
receiver?
wins. But
Always
I'm just
wins.
telling you that, Skip. Look, I'm not in the locker room. I don't talk to anybody in the locker room. But let me tell you about a guy that's been in the locker room and been a receiver. The issue is Ben Roethlisberger.
I got you.
In his
I don't
finger-pointing
disagree.
ways.
I got it.
Another issue was it might have not been the coup de grace of this, but Antonio feels betrayed by his teammates because he said, y'all see me out here getting these double teams. Y'all see what I'm doing every single week. Oh, so y'all just going to disregard my hard work and go, okay, I see what that's how y'all want it. That's how y'all going to do it. Okay. Don't worry about it. We good.
So describe Antonio that you know. If you had to tell somebody who'd never met him, describe what he's like as just a guy. How do you see him?
He's a good dude, man. He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's going to grind. He's going to go out there, give you everything you got. But at the same time, he's a receiver. He's going to want his number of catches. He's going to want his number of yards. And, he's going to want all the accolades that come along with that. So, I mean, that's AB in a nutshell.
Can he be a little thin-skinned? Can he take it a little hard personally when when he feels slighted?
Personally, I don't. I guess I would have to say at times everybody can be, yes. So,
Sure.
yeah, he could.
Yeah.
Definitely. It depending on the situation and, what is going on that led to the whole, of it becoming ahead. Yeah, definitely.
So what do you know of his relationship or lack thereof with the head coach?
That is a relationship that, like I said, it's a situation where he lets or allows certain things to go on because of the player that he is and what he gives to the team. Tomlin has a saying that he's going to treat everybody fair, but he's not going to treat everybody the same.
Exactly.
So
Nor should he.
So. With that being said, you give an inch, some people will take a foot. You give a foot, some people will take a yard. And I think it's got to that situation now where, he's allowed so much, and now he's trying to back it off you can't do it. And now that you're not winning, all of that now comes out.
Let me tell you what the really great ones do, Skip. When they know they have privileges from the head coach and the organization, they don't take advantage of them. That's what the really good ones do. Shannon Sharpe know he was treated differently. So did John Elway, so did Terrell Davis. But we were on meetings on time. Not because, if we late a couple of minutes, Mike's going to forgive it. If we don't show up on time to the plane, Mike's going to forgive it. but you set the precedent for everybody else. Because everybody's watching what Shannon does, what John Elway, what Terrell Davis, what Ross. They're watching. Because guess what? Those young guys in that locker room, one day they're going to be the 5-year vets. They're going to be the 8-year vets. And if they saw you do it in year 8, year 10, what do you think they're going to do? I can't wait till I get to year 8, year 10, because I'm sure going to show up late.
Yep.
That's just the way it works. And that's what has happened. Coach Tomlin has let these guys skate on some issues.
He has.
And because they're good, he let them skate too far, and now they're too far out there for you to rescue.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying, just these guys. It's been other guys you know what I'm saying? It's just that it wasn't, Le'Veon Bell. It wasn't Antonio Brown. Like they made a big deal when Le'Veon missed like a walkthrough on Saturday.
Right.
Well, I know another guy that missed it, but you never heard a drop about it.
Uh-huh.
But that's because it was Le'Veon Bell and they were going through their situation and they were trying to make him look bad.
The guy that missed it, could he throw
let's
the
let
ball?
it out. Excuse me?
Could the guy that missed that, could he throw the ball?
No, he couldn't. Not a drop.
Oh,
Wasn't even a starter.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's what happened.
All right.
But whose fault was that? Mike.
Like I say, when
Mike,
you
you got to put
allow-
that in
Wasn't
check.
anything
Okay.
new, though, right?
Speaking of Mike, I said for years on TV from a distance, I like him because I like his press conferences, pre and post game. He makes me feel like I want to play for that guy. I did not love the way he treated you in the end in Pittsburgh, which led to your parting ways. But is it possible that he's run his course in Pittsburgh and he needs a change of scenery? Because I still think he's a really good head coach.
I think he's a good head coach. I wouldn't put him as great because I feel like a great coach takes good players and does great things with them. I think he has great players over there and he hasn't done good things with them this year. So with the roster and the guys that he's had over there, I think they should have been a little further along. My feeling is this: the more control or the more that he has to do with what goes on around there, I feel like the further the team is getting away from the goal of a Super Bowl. I feel like the more he gets like his people in place and the more he gets the people that he wants there, I feel like they're getting further away from the goal. That's just my feeling.
Mike Tomlin is a defensive guy. Why isn't the defense better than what it is?
Why isn't it?
Yeah.
That's something.
That's his side of the ball.
That is his side of the ball. That is no question about it. And he has a lot to say on that. So, that's the big thing. Like everybody wants to jump on Butler. Coach Butts is.
Well, at first it was the other guy they ran up out of town.
Right.
Your guy. What's the guy? The D coordinator that he went to
Dick
LeBeau.
LeBeau.
At first it was him because the zone blessed, it was no good, so they got him up out of town.
Well, I felt like that the Dick LeBeau situation was a move to try and, like you said, get him out of there. So Tom could put more of his hand into it, and it, like I said, Coach Butler he's a great coach, but I don't feel like he's got, at least from when I was there, he didn't get the chance to de-coordinate and actually do the job. He had it in title. That's
so
why
you said Mike Tomlin do?
Mike Tomlin's hand is in a lot of that. And that's why I believe you haven't seen a change on the defensive side of the ball too much, other than letting guys go that, their contracts are up, because he has so much of a hand in that defense.
He let Peasy go.
It feels like all the
I know why he let
offensive
Peasy go.
need to be figured out
I
before they can take
know
a
why he
step
let Peasy
forward.
go, don't you?
Why he let Peasy go?
You know why he let Peasy go.
I don't know.
You're having this side.
Didn't even let Peasy go.
Sure.
What about
I don't
Peasy
know.
and Big Ben? What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't there.
Okay.